Hi, I'm Paula Kovarik, and I'm sitting here in my studio that I've been working in over the past 10 years. I'll give you a quick look around here. This studio has been a wonderful playroom for me. It has all the tools I need, and it's situated in my backyard in Memphis, Tennessee. And it's just growing and growing and growing with things that I collect to inspire me towards new work, raw materials and equipment, and a sense of peace that I love to have in my studio. I've been working as a full-time artist for about 12 years. The piece that I made for Quilt National this year was called Invisible. It's a quilt on wheels, just like every quilt should be. The quilt is comprised of pieces of fabric, pieces of quilts that I had already made and then cut up and used as raw materials. The idea behind the quilt is that as women, we are often invisible, that we also have invisible powers, that we, in groups, especially as we age, we are invisible, but we also have great power. And the pieces made up of these cut-up quilts turned into a dress form on wheels that has a momentum to it, that has strength to it, that I was trying to communicate. It was a fun piece to work on. It brought up some big challenges. Working in 3D forms is often a challenge because of the way that you have to provide support to the materials that you're creating, that you're using. This piece actually has an understructure that is made up of a broom handle and some plumbing parts and some wire and a number of different items that could also be collapsible and put into a box and shipped. So that was a big challenge, but I love the piece for its whimsy, for its humor, as well as for its power. The hot rod wheels that it wheels around on are powder coated red, bright red, like hot rods should be. And the fact that it is a movable piece, that it does have, that it can transform in the space, it appeals to me. I've been using the 3D form for about 2 years now, making things like globes and toys and objects that stand on their tails and hang from the trapeze. I've had a lot of fun doing it, and it was particularly fun during the COVID silence, the time of year last year that really did seem to dampen everything, dampen spirits, dampen thought, dampen everything. So using that sense of humor and cutting pieces up to transform them really did help me in moving forward with my art. The cut-up quilt practice is something I recommend. It takes something that you have created that has its own legacy, its own power, its own voice, and then allows you to transform that message and voice to something new, something that means what you want it to be now. It moves it into the future. And I think that's something that's really important, that art must always move. The piece actually did give me some challenges. Working in 3D makes challenges in itself, to add the structure that the fabric needs to stand on its own, to escape the 2D world of flat quilts. And not that my quilts were ever really very flat. Sometimes they kind of wobbled. But I do love that challenge. I love looking at things with a new light, and Invisible was one of those pieces.